about her. She had a terrible nervous breakdown and went completely awry. She just went off her trolley. She went nuts, went up a tree, went crazy. This beautiful, beautiful woman, Vivian Leigh. And why doesn't he write about her? Because he doesn't want to. He feels that's his personal tragedy. And why should he write about her and exploit it? But what burns him up is the fact that other people are writing books about Scarlett O'Hara and Vivian Leigh. And that burns him up. Now we have a message here. Astro Carpet Cleaning has a deal for you. Everybody's got a deal. Now Astro's got a deal for you. For just $41.95, Astro will clean any size, living room, dining room, and hall, and additional rooms are just $16.95. Astro Carpet Cleaning will pre-spot soiled areas, then shampoo the carpet. Then they go through a second time around, steam clean the carpet. Now remember, any living room, dining room, and hall done for just $41.95. So hurry. This sale ends Friday. Call Astro Carpet Cleaning now at 544-7140. All right. Now, you say that the Kai Maxwell is black. I thought she was Korean. She has those. She does look like she could be Oriental. Which theater was the Wilson, the famous Wilson, in the Detroit area? That would be what is now the Music Hall. Back in the old days, that was a legitimate theater, and it was known as the Wilson. We had the Cass Theater, we had the Lafayette Theater, and we had the Wilson. They're all gone now. Of course, Music Hall is still going. Now we have a message, and back to Splendor in the Gross. I think it was Will Rogers who said, I never met a man who wasn't interested in saving money.
No, well, he said he never met a man who he didn't like.
Oh.
But what you said was very true. I think everybody likes to save money. And that's one of the reasons why Artistic at this time is running its massive sale. We're bringing in the finest fabrics, the best of everything, and putting it at your disposal. Remember, at Artistic, you'll only pay $95 labor for a sofa, $55 labor for a chair. You'll get a 10-year construction guarantee, and you'll get 10 days service. Now, we'd love to come to your home at your convenience whenever you like, show you samples, show you fabrics of every description, and then give you a price on whatever you want to select. So call us. Remember, that's Luzon 45900. There is no obligation. There's no charge. That's Luzon 45900, and thank you.
Visit Van Stuff's Anniversary Warehouse Clearance Sale at the world's largest van parts store, Van Stuff by Burmeister, East 14 Mile Road, 1 mile east of Oakland Mall.
You saw Phyllis Diller in our story this afternoon, 19 years ago. She did a couple of scenes there at a nightclub, and, you know, Pat Hingle made an ass out of himself as Warren Beatty's father. Gee, that was a sad scene. Anyway, Phyllis Diller was in town last night. I didn't know this. She, and a lot of other people didn't know it either. She was appearing on the Boblo boat last night. They figured that the delegates would have a lot of spare time and be bored and go over to the Boblo boat. And they had Phyllis Diller as the star. You know how many people showed up? You know how many people showed up there to see Phyllis Diller last night? 4. Now, it's not Phyllis's fault. They didn't promote it. The same thing happened to Buddy Rich. 8 people showed up to see Buddy Rich, and both appearances were canceled. So and the restaurant people had a bad time last night, the night before. Nobody showed up at restaurants, and all the restaurants were all ready, you know, with extra help and waitresses and cooks, and nobody shows up. All right. Who played Montgomery Clift's girlfriend in From Here to Eternity last night? That was Donna Reed. Donna Reed. What is the latest on Richard Pryor? Richard Pryor is in satisfactory condition. Was the murder of Bob Crane ever discovered? No. Still a mystery. Is Warren Beatty married? No, he's not married. Still playing around. Who was his latest girlfriend? Diane Keaton was used to be involved with Woody Allen, I guess. Information, the Marx Brothers were all musically inclined. Groucho also played the piano. Somebody called in and wanted to know if all the Marx Brothers could play musical instruments, and I said, well, as far as I know, as far as seeing them is concerned, I only saw Chico and Harpo play musical instruments, but I didn't know whether Groucho or Zeppo played, but apparently they all played. Have Shirley MacLaine and Warren Beatty ever made a movie together? As far as I know, they have never made a movie together. How did Frank Sinatra get the role in From Here to Eternity? We saw that last night. Well, that is a long, long story. His career was at the bottom. He was going nowhere. And he heard about it. He read the book, and he loved the part of Marjo. He wanted that part more than anything in the world. But Eli Wallach was supposed to play it. At the last minute, Eli Wallach decided he was going to do a play on Broadway instead of this part in From Here to Eternity, so he checked out. And Harry Cohen reluctantly gave the part to Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra agreed to do it for a minimum, as far as his salary demands were concerned, for $8,000. The role of Marjo, and that turned his career completely around, and he went from there to where he is today. Frank Sinatra. Let's have a message here and the last act of our story, Splendor in the Grass. Well, I certainly did not like the ending of that picture. The grass was not so splendid the way it turned out, not so splendiferous. Warren Beatty should have waited a while and married Natalie Wood. That's the way it should have ended, but everything can't be a happy ending like Joe Pasternak always did. That'll wrap things up for this afternoon now. Glad you were able to be with us. And tomorrow we bring you the Duke, John Wayne, in a story called Allegheny Uprising, all about the British coming over here and trying to take things away from us. The British are coming. See you tomorrow.
Hot Lips is left out in the cold. Frank's leaving it all to his wife. MASH tonight at 7.